with a VOC-class robot, V9. Uvanov was older than the others, with a lined, weary face. As if to compensate, his face patterning was more elaborate, his robes and headdress even more fashionably ornate than the rest of them. His thin face was decorated with a wispy, pointed beard. He was frowning in ferocious concentration, although he knew that the robot was, by definition, unbeatable. Playing against a robot, the most you could hope for was a draw. Neat and precise as ever, more soberly dressed than the others, Dask stood watching the game. With quiet satisfaction, he saw Uvanov had already lost. He just hadn't realized it yet. The two female members of the crew sat on adjoining couches. Zilda was studying some charts, her dark-skinned, beautiful face set in a frown of concentration. Twos, equally attractive, older and more sophisticated, lay back nibbling crystallized fruits from a silver box. Cass, young and muscular, dark-skinned like Zilda, sat close to the two women, dividing his attention between them. Then there was Borg, his burly figure stretched out on a couch while Robot V16 massaged his shoulder with delicate metal fingers. The sly, round-faced Chubb sat looking on. As usual, he was passing the time by tormenting Borg. "There was a robot masseur in Kaldor City once, Borg. Specially programmed, equipped with vibro-digits, subcutaneous stimulators, the lot. You know what happened?" Chubb paused artistically. Its first client wanted treatment for a stiff elbow. The robot felt carefully all round the joint. Then suddenly it just twisted his arm off at the shoulder. Chubb chuckled. "All over in 2 seconds. Borg scowled. "I never heard that." Chubb nodded. "It happened in Kaldor City." Dask looked up from the chessboard. "What was the reason?" "Reason? It went haywire. I wouldn't let a robot work on me for all the Zelenite in this ship." "Shut up, Chubb," growled Borg. But all the same, he waved the robot away. "A VOC-class robot," said Dask precisely, "has over 1 million multi-level constrainers in its control circuitry. All of them would have to malfunction before it could perform such an action." Twos popped another fruit into her mouth. "That's your trouble, Dask," she said indistinctly. "You take all the magic out of life." Chubb looked resentfully at Dask. He was spoiling the joke. "They go wrong, my friend. It's been known." Dask shook his head. "Only when there's an error in programming. Each case on record shows—" "Well, this was a case. It pulled his arm off." Zilda joined in the teasing. "I heard it was a leg." Poole came in, a medium-sized, quietly self-contained man with an air of constant watchfulness. "We're turning," he said. "Anybody noticed?" No one had, and no one cared. The robots were running the sandminer. That was what they were for, after all. V9 made his final move, springing a long-prepared trap. "Mate in 8 moves, Commander." There was no trace of triumph in the calm, pleasant voice. Uvanov threw himself back in his chair in disgust. "Never!" "I will check, Commander." There was a moment's silence. V9 said placidly, "Mate in 8 moves. The computation is confirmed." "Damn!" Dask smiled. "They are unbeatable," he said softly. There was a beep from the communicator at Uvanov's elbow. Glad of the distraction, he snarled, "Yes." "V14 on scanner, Commander," said a robot voice. "We have a storm report. Scale..."